Live from Austin, Texas. Get ready to get sexy with secular sexuality. I want to introduce our hosts, Christy Powell, Megan Bonner, and guest Shelley Segal.
I believe we shall.
All right. Well, hello.
Hello.
And hello, all of you out there. Thank you for coming out tonight. This is so awesome. So, welcome to Secular Sexuality.
Thanks, guys. I'm excited to be here.
So, Christy,
Yes, ma'am.
I heard that you had some questions for Shelley.
Yeah, we really just want to thank everybody for coming out and I guess figure out why the hell we drug everybody out on a Valentine's to hear you perform. What's your story? Why are you here?
It's better than sex.
That is bold.
But also...
That is very bold. All right, I like it.
It's not mutually exclusive. I mean, not right now. It's probably mutually exclusive if it was at the same time. But...
That's why you sell recordings.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Unless you're watching from home, then I guess you could do both together.
Hey,
You could.
we're
It
open
could be
for
a
it.
new thing.
That kink is not my kink, but that kink is okay.
Hi everyone. My name is Shelley Segal, and I'm a singer-songwriter, originally from Melbourne, Australia. And but I am now a US resident. I moved here just before the election.
Oh, fun.
We appreciate
It's
that.
a really great life decision. And it,
Feeling a little locked in that choice. Yeah.
I love it here, and I love touring here. I've been touring the US since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And a lot of my music has a secular theme. I guess I grew up in a religious community. I was Jewish. My family were moderately observant. I called us medium Jews. And I went to a Orthodox synagogue with my family. I went to Jewish day school, so it was a really big part of my life. At which point I was always a musician. I've been writing songs since I was 11. And then when I was 18, I sort of started questioning and challenging that worldview, and I eventually left my religion, and it was just such a really big change, an important change for me, that I started writing about my experiences. And my first album was called an Atheist album. And I guess that's why I'm on the show.
Those were some of your experiences captured on that album. You could call them atheist experiences.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. You don't. It's fine. It's fine.
You could. I like the really, literal names. That's why I called the album an Atheist album. Got the alliteration and just laying it bare.
So, with your conversion to atheism, what has... Yes, I know. What has been most important to you about being an atheist? I know, hard-hitting questions.
I guess I see it more about, when I left, the most important part of that for me was realizing that everything I believed could be wrong. And it was such a wake-up call, and it made me really want to have good reasons for what I believed. And so I wanted to educate myself and be better at making decisions and be less gullible. And so, that was when critical thinking became a big part of my life, and it's still one of the most important things in my life.
Everything is fresh. Everything's on the table.
Yeah, I need to be able to question everything.
And since you are currently on a show called Secular Sexuality, did you, leaving religion, did that open up some doors that may have previously been closed for you?
Actually, I was pretty lucky in that way. I never absorbed any sort of guilt or shame regarding sexuality. I've always been a very sexual person, and I never, I had this God in my head, and I was talking to him all the time, and he was totally down for me getting laid. He was right, and he was a nice guy, the God that I believed in. And so I thought, why would God make this? There's no way he would make this thing that feels so good and is so amazing if he didn't want us to do it. So I never really absorbed those negative messages. And I definitely, since leaving, have felt more emboldened in my own sexuality and felt, more able to make a statement and be proud of those parts of my life, even though I guess I am sort of a private person in that way. And you'll see in the show how I just share nothing. But yeah, so I'm lucky in that sense.
Yeah, I gotta say, I really dug your song, Eve. Just about being a woman and kind of under the thumb of, religious and moral laws and rules and restrictions. Yeah. What was it like to be able to, to say that, to sing those words and to say, I'm a woman, but I'm a person?
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I'm glad it resonated with you.
Especially since the election.
That I feel that way. I feel amazing getting to sing those words out loud, even with all these songs, especially "Saved," which is the opening for the Atheist experience.
So yeah.
And every time I sing these songs, like I've sung them thousands of times, at least 1,000, maybe I don't know exactly the number, but every time I feel re-energized by it, and it feels so amazing to be able to sing those words out loud and say them out loud, because they're blasphemous, they're challenging, but they're also like, me being empowered and stating who I am and what I believe in. And for me, as a woman in Judaism, I've always been very encouraged by my parents. I joke that my dad loves me like a son. But they've got a great sense of humor.
It's funny because it's sad.
Yeah, exactly. But so even though I was, never discouraged at home to follow my dreams and believe in myself, there were a lot of things about dress and the way that I should look, and if the rabbi was coming over, you better pull up your top. And my parents were cool that I could sort of be like, well, if he's my house, so and I'd pull my top down, and like if he can't look away, because it's hurtful. I don't think they realized the way that those beliefs were harmful, or they wouldn't have, done it. But and then the synagogue was pretty crazy. Like we have gender segregation, so you have to sit upstairs if you can't make it upstairs for whatever reason. So the men sit downstairs and the women sit upstairs. And if you can't make it upstairs, you can sit up the back, but with a curtain in front of you. So we have a separation. We have a wall. And as a woman, you're not allowed to participate in leading the service in any way. You're not allowed to sing unaccompanied. So I would watch my father and my brother be called up for this great honor, of leading the congregation in song or in prayer, and I just wasn't allowed to. And it was very hurtful. And I like with the song Eve, I get to sort of lay it all out. I say, these are the laws, these are the words, these are the, straight from the liturgy of what our place is. And I don't even have to say any more than that. It's just enough to sort of lay them all out that paints a picture of clearly this is wrong and unfair.
And how do you feel knowing that, like you said, even now, after you've sung them so many times, it still gives you a feeling of empowerment as you sing it? How do you feel knowing that others get that same sense when they listen to your music?
It makes me feel worthwhile. It makes me, it's the best feeling in the world. I love connecting with people, and that's what's given my life so much meaning growing up. One of my favorite artists is Alanis Morissette or Ani DeFranco, and I heard these amazing, strong women when I was a kid, and they changed the way that I saw the world. And I hear a song, and then I would go to the library at school, and I would look up every lyric of every song they've ever made, and they changed the way I saw things. They made me think more deeply. They made me question, and it was the best. It was the most incredible feeling. It was so inspiring, and the way I feel connected to them and their songs is incredible. So to think that I could, have that connection with somebody else is just the most amazing and rewarding feeling.
Well, it's really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us and for being here tonight and for playing for us.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on a show that's so important and talks about, really important issues. And thanks so much for coming out.
Well, thank you. And I know we know you have to get ready for the show. But we look forward to hearing you later. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, that was my fault. Thank you, Shelley. But before we move on to the concert, we've got a couple more things, and I would love for y'all to help us welcome Serafina Smith.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
Hello, Sarah. How's your Valentine's going?
It's going excellent, actually. It's been a very good day so far. Tiring, but good.
Well, we hear that you are getting over a bug, so please,
Sit over there, next to Megan.
That's okay. Living and working in an office environment, it's going around. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it.
I promise the doctor is certified. I'm fine.
But, so you're feeling better.
Yes, much better. Yeah.
Perfect. And this Valentine's Day, did you have any, apart from being here with all these wonderful people, did you have any special plans yourself for Valentine's, whether it be the 13th or the 15th? Or...
Actually, I spent most of this morning rushing around doing things for my various partners. So, yeah, I was at a florist shop, which the typical...
Did you get red roses and chocolate?
I did get red roses. There was no chocolate.
Oh.
Yeah, so roses for one, a carnation for another, because that's her favorite flower, a collar for another. It was all good stuff.
Well, that definitely...
The Polly Valentine's
Yes.
wish list, yeah.
But still no chocolates, which makes me sad.
No. I'd have eaten by the time I got there, so.
So, Christy, do you have any special plans apart from being here for Valentine's?
Yeah, I actually had a great time last night. My partner had never seen The Princess Bride. So we went out.
What?
Really?
Right? I know. We're still together. Somehow we made it through.
Wow.
Made it through.
Inconceivable.
2 points. Okay.
Are you not entertained?
So we went out and went to the drive-thru and watched that at Blue Starlight last night. It was a really good time. I think she's a little unclear on how the film ends because it was a drive-thru. So, or a drive-in movie. It was a good time.
I was going to say a drive-thru.
Yeah,
what?
no, drive-in, yeah.
No wonder she missed the end. So, yeah, and so did that go well?
I think so.
If she missed the end, I think it probably did.
Yeah.
Well enough.
Yeah. Well, I know that I did not, apart from being here and getting everything ready today, I did not have any particular plans. However, I am celebrating a little something else recently. If anyone knows, I just got my final divorce certificate, so...
Congratulations.
So that's my Valentine's Day present to myself. That and a couple drinks, and I think I'll be good. But, so what do you guys generally like to do for Valentine's Day? Do you have any, traditions, or... I know I personally like going to the grocery and just grabbing a box of chocolates and being like, they're not for me. They're not for me.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
Yeah.
For me.
No, it's the day after Valentine's when you get the chocolate. Cause
Right,
then
It's all on sale.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
true.
smart. It's smart. For me, whether it's fancy dinner or going out of town, coming to a wonderful concert, whatever the event is, I always just make sure to stick to the very important Dan Savage fuck first policy.
Ah.
Right? So instead of going out to a fancy dinner where you're eating a bunch of heavy foods and then there's, a nice hotel afterwards and you're drinking and all this pressure, you just make sure to get it out of the way early when everybody's still at 100%.
I like that idea.
I highly recommend to everybody who's now here drinking and eating and, feeling fat
You should
and
have fucked
slovenly.
first.
Yeah, next time. Put it on your schedule for next year.
Yeah.
Next anniversary.
Come before you come.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah. So, Christy, did you have any questions about Valentine's Day that have been bubbling in your mind?
Hey, that's my big advice.
Is
Is always, I mean, what do y'all do? What's your tradition or the important thing? The thing to always remember.
chocolates over flowers.
Okay, right?
Always.
Practical.
Yeah. But when it comes to having to pick between chocolate or sex, I really can't. I think I just want both. That's not a bad thing, right?
Is there a particular order? Do you mix them in together? I mean...
No, chocolate first and after.
Got it.
Okay. I mean, because you can do it during, as long as you keep certain areas clear and you're good.
Yeah, no. No.
No distraction from the chocolate?
No distraction from the chocolate or the sex.
Okay.
Just separate, but chocolate and then chocolate.
Your devotion is yeah, it's admirable, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, chocolate. Who doesn't love chocolate?
Well, and sometimes it lasts longer.
I've never...
Wow, okay, there was a momentary pickup on laughter there. Okay. Good one.
I try.
So, sorry, it just came back to me. For both of you, what is your favorite thing to get or to give on Valentine's or for a Valentine?
Sex. Wait,
Both.
was that not the obvious
Yeah,
answer?
that's a give and a get.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, just meaningful gifts, something that you know that is going to mean something to them or mean something between the two of you.
Something
So,
that represents the relationship specifically. It's not just you like this thing, but this is something we share.
Right.
so you don't get your significant other a new set of pots and pans.
Unless they're really into that. I mean,
Yeah, somebody who cooks. Actually, you know what? Some nice knives would be a great... If anybody's looking for a Valentine's next year and has some great kitchenware, let's talk after the show. What? I can't flirt with the audience? Sorry.
With knives on Valentine. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting imagery of.
I mean, it sounds like a good night to me. I don't know.
Oh, Christy, please, for the love of God, save me from myself.
For me, Valentine's is always about like consumables. I don't know what the word is. I'm tired of stuff. I don't need
Like
more
not
stuff.
not
Giving
material
and
things.
having, but I like things. I don't know. So a bottle of wine, a nice bottle of bourbon. I mean, something that I'm gonna go through, and every time I take a sip, it's like, this is nice. Somebody did a nice thing for me. I have this.
Something ephemeral that's not going to be cluttering up your shelves for the
Yeah,
rest of the year
exactly.
until you finally get around to they won't notice now.
Pretty
So
much.
something you can use that can come in handy. Condoms.
Yeah, okay, that's smart. And it ties in with Serafina. There we go. That's the perfect synergistic gift.
What's that about tying in with me? Next Valentine's in order. All right.
So, Valentine's or not Valentine's, favorite dates, favorite date ideas.
You didn't prepare me for this. You go first.
Oh, man. My partner is a huge hiker, and I run a lot. I exercise a lot. I feel like I should be able to keep up. And, man, about 45 minutes in, I start to realize, oh, God, we haven't even turned around yet. We're not even halfway back. So, yeah, I'm working on that. But that's kind of our go-to date right now is a long hike like that.
All right. Yeah, I'm a sucker for just going to the movies and going to dinner.
Oh man, I watch so many movies in the theaters that it like stops being romantic to me.
Well, who said anything about romance? I just like.
Yeah, whatever spends time together, and it bonds you. Even if you're watching an action flick.
That
doesn't
shared
matter.
experience, something to talk about.
Yeah.
So here's one to shake it up. Are you guys ready? Weirdest place you've ever done it. Oh,
Weirdest?
that you want to admit to.
I don't know. A hot tub of a hotel that was open in the courtyard of the hotel during the daytime with guests walking around.
Yikes! Yeah, I definitely had some pretty wild and amazing pool sex, only to find out afterwards that the door to get back in had been locked, and I had come out with nothing. So yeah,
You went back in with nothing.
Yeah, we were hiding in the bushes, pounding on the glass, trying to get somebody to come out.
One of those great
Worth it.
movie scenes.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, it was like something out of American Pie or something.
For me, I'd have to say it was a national park, and I'm not going to go into any more details as to who may have caught us. It was a park ranger, and it was interesting.
I mean,
Let me get my
at that point?
ID. I swear, it's.
I'm of age. I promise. Go.
He was just looking in my picnic basket, boo-boo.
Yes.
It's why she's here.
Well, there's so many other reasons. Come on, we love her.
Yeah, that's
We
top
love
3.
you. All right. So, do you have any interesting questions you were thinking about?
Well, I have burning in the back of my mind our upcoming opportunity to embarrass our good dear friend of the show. So I gotta say that's sitting on me pretty heavy. But
We have a few friends of the show. Which one in particular are you speaking of?
the one that we've decided to embarrass tonight.
Oh, tonight. That is very true. All right. Well, with that, I guess we should start embarrassing.
You ready?
I am ready. Mr. Matt Dillahunty.
Come on down.
all welcome to the stage.
Up here.
One of us. One of us.
Come on, let's give him a round of applause.
I didn't know the walk had to be that long, Matt.
It's the walk of shame.
You can sit right over here.
For the record,
Nice
I
one,
have
Silas.
no idea what's happening.
Okay. So, what
All
we're
right.
going to do. Oh, go ahead.
For sure. So we're randomly going to select somebody, Matt. Love it. But Matt is going to be blindfolded, and we're going to be playing a little game called Don't Say Sex. That's right. We actually need your help for this. So, Christy is going to be holding up a word above Matt's head. You've got to try to help him guess the word. But you cannot say any of the words underneath, and don't say sex. Can we do that together? Come on, let's see how many we can help Matt through. You ready?
Sex. Did I lose?
Yeah, you lost. You're done.
All right, let's get it going here. Can everyone read this? Yes. All right, so when you're ready, set, go. Come on.
Call it out.
Get.
Blowjob.
Good job, audience.
I am an expert.
Are you,
Republican internet.
Porn?
yeah.
It worries me that clue worked.
Somebody's read through my history.
Oh. All right.
Jerkin the gherkin.
Masturbation.
Yes.
I sense a theme.
I'm gonna go in with Republican.
What you used last night.
Were you there?
You're alone again.
Fake penis.
So we got cock and I'm alone, so it's masturbation again?
Back door.
Fake cock.
Dildo.
There you go.
How'd you know I used that last? Oh, never mind.
What goes on the fake cock?
A condom.
The thing you never reuse.
Spanking.
He's heard that.
Ouch, gotta put some of this on. Keep it smooth.
Lotion.
Nope.
Aloe vera. For that sick burn. Lube.
There you go.
Vaseline's awful for lube.
It really is.
The summer up.
Oh,
69.
Republican.
Ass hat. Hemorrhoid.
Hey, check your phone.
Naked pictures.
Dick pic.
Actually, that's rude.
I don't know where so Republican dick pics. What was that guy's name? Wiener?
Digital sharing. Anthony Weiner.
What'd he get in trouble for doing?
By all means, 4 or 5 of you shout at the same time. That'll make this really easy.
Unsolicited. Get it on.
Is it a dick pic? No.
What is that? Digital sharing.
How do you say send a dick pic?
Text.
but there's a special word for
Instagram.
it.
I don't know.
Instagram?
That's what I do.
Kids these days.
Snapchat.
Rhymes with text.
Rhymes with text. Sext. Yeah, there we go.
You people are cheating.
I think text and sext both count. Go ahead.
Go out and give what I used to a partner.
Coming. Orgasm.
There you go. Yeah. All right, everybody give Matt a round of applause.
That's it?
Yes,
I can see.
you can see now.
Yes, give it up for Matt. Thank you, Matt.
It is very bright. Thank you very much, Matt.
By the way, those the various sex shops around town where they have the booths where you can go in and watch movies and stuff, they should play Princess Bride.
As you wish.
I mean, your kink is not my kink, but your kink is okay.
Yeah, your kink is my kink.
You
there.
know,
Yeah.
what's funny is Matt was wearing the blindfold, but I still saw people starting to act them out.
I really did enjoy that, yeah.
A little bit of charades. I enjoyed that a lot.
It's irresistible.
All right, you all ready for the question and answer part of the show?
Oh boy.
We've been
Okay.
training for this.
All right,
Let's try this.
let's get started. Question number 1. Should you reuse a condom?
No. Never reuse a condom. Reuse it for that? But again,
No.
your kink is not my kink. But
Your
kink is okay.
All right, let's continue. Is it unhealthy to masturbate more than once a day?
If it is, then I am doing something very, very wrong.
Are you masturbating with a weed whacker? If so, yes. Otherwise, no.
No, with a chainsaw.
Well, then that's fine.
I don't even understand how that would work logistically, but I plan on doing some significant internet research later.
Get on my level.
Find out.
But I think the general answer is no, it is not unhealthy.
Yeah, and it's not unhealthy to masturbate twice a day, or 3 times a day, or 5 times a day, or 10 times a day. I mean, we do all suffer from, the tyranny of hydraulics and fatigue and, bruising. But yeah, you're not gonna grow hair on your hands or go blind or anything. Masturbate till you don't want to masturbate.
Cheers. Are we ready for the next one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a bit of a long one. Some think that talking about specifics, like what you're into and not into, might kill the mood. They're just not comfortable talking about what they want, yet they still want it. They're shy, essentially. People, how do you get more comfortable being clear about what you want and don't want? And for those who can't be blunt or are worried that it'll kill the mood.
How many cards was that question on?
Small writing.
Small print.
I'll say first off, I know from my experience that it usually does the opposite of kill the mood because it can be pretty damn sexy to talk about what you like.
Yeah, if you're awkward and nervous about it, then yeah, it can come across that anxiety can show. But I mean, if you're with like a loving and compassionate partner, there's understanding.
Oh, no, don't talk about specific sex acts to me. That's so unsexy.
Yeah, said
And then let's
basically no
do
one.
some sex acts, which we did not just discuss
Which we haven't
beforehand.
negotiated. Yeah. I mean, to me, that's the whole point of why we're here tonight, of why we do this every week, is so that people can actually have these conversations without blushing. The fact
Without
that...
feeling that shame or that embarrassment.
Yeah, the fact that people still feel awkward and uncomfortable hearing the word penis, dick, cock, balls, Johnson, I can keep going. Like, the fact that it makes people nervous at all is why this is a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it comes from just where we get our narrative about sex. We see movies of, people suddenly jumping in and doing it, or proceeding from some romantic encounter directly to it, or we see
With
porn
no
and they're
talking.
just, ooh, extra sausage.
Somebody delivers
yeah.
a pizza and then
Yeah.
they just jump to doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and at no point is anyone ever saying, well, I like this, and do you like that, or like that. So, when we're starting out especially, we're just following the narratives that we have, and if we're trying to branch out into our own thing, it gets, awkward.
And I think in that same vein, if anyone has ever watched a movie and you have also had sex, you know that one is not equal to the other. That is just not how sex works. And so you can have conversations and it can be sexy.
All right. The next question is, what are some tips or tricks to more easily get over religious guilt in the bedroom other than just a lot of time? Is there anything else?
Exposure.
Yeah, time and exposure. That's the important part.
Lots and lots of exposure.
And so that's
Expose yourself frequently, yeah.
just all the time. It's watching shows like this one. It's like watching many of the great shows that this show stands on the shoulders of. It's just being around it, being constantly exposed to it until you start to become comfortable, until you start to just recognize that it's not a thing to feel awkward or uncomfortable by.
Yeah.
And maybe run through the dictionary of, cock, ball, vagina, dick, vocabulary.
Go.
I know. Run through the vocabulary. It's, they're just words.
I mean, you can still say, oh God, whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt anything. And actually, it might not hurt anything.
So speaking of hurting things, our next question.
Ooh, segue.
All right.
Yeah, that was smooth.
Right? Can you actually break your penis?
Technically,
Ish.
no. If we're talking about a bone being snapped or fractured or whatever, there's no bone in the penis. Shocker, I know for many of you who got, sex ed from your public schools here in the States. But yeah, you can significantly damage or injure. And there are tons of reported cases of an actual snapping sound.
Yeah.
So That feels like a break to me.
I would have to say yes, of what I am aware of this phenomena. Yes, there is no bone, but yes, you can definitely injure yourself.
Yeah, the erectile tissue is fragile in some ways, so you can do bad things.
That was a lovely motion there.
Yeah, I
Chris.
don't. No one needs this.
I mean, if you want.
Like the garlic breadsticks at Olive Garden. Just, sorry, and we're giving Eric just has a very uncomfortable look on his face.
That's going to haunt
Just
my
as
dreams.
delicious. All right.
I'm going to shift in my seat for no particular reason, and then we can continue.
All right, this one's a little more serious.
Okay.
This questioner is asking about how to handle a partner who is actually becoming less sex positive over time.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to hear why that is, where that shame is coming from or where that negativity is coming from. My suspicion, just based off of that question, is maybe they're not becoming more sex negative or less sex positive or
Well, in the specifics,
carry the reverse.
in the specifics, this person's saying that they're being shamed for their sex in past relationships.
Yeah, so what I was meaning is I don't necessarily know that they're becoming less sex positive so much as maybe they're being more honest about it at this stage than they were earlier on. Because there is that thing when you're meeting somebody and you're trying to be game for everything and you put on a bright smile and a big face and you everything's cool, and then the real you starts to come out after a while. So that may very well be part of it, but. Yeah, it really plays into that narrative that sex is something that is transformative. That you go from being a virgin to no longer can you ever be a virgin again. And sex changes you as a person. And it does in the sense that everything changes you. We're all growing and changing and developing, and our experiences inform that. But, whatever type of sex you used to have or whoever you used to be having it with, it didn't make you a different person. It didn't use up your total number of fucks for the life.
I also think that from experience, I can say that, no one partner is the same. And just having negative experiences in the past can definitely color and shape how you view sex and your sexuality going forward. But just remember that every partner is different, so don't necessarily box yourself into one thing when that one type of interaction with an old partner would be completely different than the same interaction with a new partner.
Yeah, my intuition is saying that maybe this might not really be about the sex. Maybe just sort of something came up that has made the partner in question more insecure. And so suddenly their mind's going back to, they had that kind of sex back then. Maybe I'm not good enough or whatever. And so that turns into like this...
Not enough, not kinky enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that turns into this sort of repulsion, and so it's like a lashback, a shaming, like, oh, well, you did that. When it's actually just inside saying, like, I've never done that. It's just a thing to think about, since we don't know the specifics.
All right. So our next question is about language. This person has relayed a story that they want to try and do the best they can with language. It's specifically, they're telling a story about a best friend of theirs who is trans, and they wanted to tell a story about when they were young, before transition. What gender pronoun do they use respectfully to talk about things when it was before the transition?
Ask them. Yeah, I mean that's basic. If you can't ask them in the moment, generally, I found the rule of thumb is use their current pronoun. Their current pronoun. It represents who they are, and then as soon as you can, ask them how they would prefer.
So to make that less abstract, when we're talking about, for instance, Caitlyn Jenner's Olympic medals, we're still talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Yeah. It was
And
her.
her Olympic medals.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our last question for the evening.
Oh, so soon.
Yeah. And this question is, well, really appropriate for Valentine's Day, I think. The question is, what role does music play in the act of lovemaking?
Ooh.
I don't know about y'all. I get too in my head. You know, too much background music, too much. I'll find myself, everything's getting hot and heavy. We're really getting into it, and I just find myself going, as we go on, we remember. And then I just totally lose the moment.
That might be the choice of music that you're choosing.
Oh, that's
Possibly
what it is.
vitamin
That's
C is
what it
not the
is.
choice.
Okay, my
Yeah,
bad.
the best. hot
Maybe you
and
want
heavy
more like a
music.
Barry White sort of,
So
don't
early
be a
2000s,
baby lady.
one-hit
Yeah.
wonders, not ideal. Okay.
Yeah.
Good tip. Good tip.
I've always found that it can definitely set the mood. And it can be interesting depending on what music you pick to, make love to, but doesn't make or break a sex encounter.
I mean, it can distract from the other noises in the house, or if you've got roommates, you can turn it up so that they don't hear you banging.
Drown out the sound.
Yeah. So it can play some roles. I mean, for me, it just distracts me. So
Yeah, see, now I'm worried that
personal.
my roommate always knows I'm having sex whenever I put my vitamin C records on. So that's a new fear.
I can
Thank you.
guarantee you that no one thinks you're having sex.
When you're listening to
Record
Vitamin
on.
C. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Or not to that music.
Hey,
Your
my
kink is,
kink might not be your kink.
but
my
your
kink
kink
is
is
okay.
okay. Yeah, that's true.
We just got 2 more rapid fire ones. Can we get them out of the way really quick?
Do it.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Are straight people allowed to use the word queer?
In what context?
That is all it says on the note card.
Oh, okay.
Queer is a word that some people can still be upset by because it was used as a slur harmfully against some people for so long. So be cautious with it. That's all I would say.
Would you say that self-identifying would be, well, then
The question was not about queer.
Straight
this
yeah.
is very true.
It is a word to be cautious with, to be gentle or careful with, but it's also, to me, a much more human word than LGBTQIA+. And so in that sense, somebody who has connections to that community, who's talking about that community, maybe not to describe a person, depending on how that person self-identifies and everything else. But when you're talking about the queer community writ large, you're talking about a queer bar or something like that, that to me feels a lot more appropriate than to say a gay bar or an LGBTQIA+ bar. So yeah, I don't think it's off limits, but I do think you need to be aware of the fact that the people that you're referring to have likely heard that word while somebody was throwing something at them, screaming at them, or whatever else.
And if you're using it in someone's respect.
All right. Last one, really quick. Rapid fire. We ready?
Sure.
Can you explain the difference between sex and gender?
Oh, that was a quick one.
Real
Really quick.
rapid fire.
Really quick.
That's real quick.
I'm gonna let this one go to you guys. I mean, we've covered it on the show.
Yeah, it's
before.
definitely an important question. It's a
been an
question
hour
we
and a
have
half doing
answered and will answer and continue to answer. But the simplest, shortest explanation is that gender is performative. It is the way you express yourself. It's the way that you dress. It's the way you see yourself. It's the way you communicate yourself out into the world. Whereas your sex is more biologically based, more genetically based, and still isn't binary, still isn't, either an X or a Y. It is more complicated than that. But your sex is based on your genes and your body, whereas your gender is an expression of more your personality and who you
And
are.
how you identify
and how you think
to
of
the world.
yourself and how you portray yourself to the world. What did I leave out? What am I missing?
The TLDR is that we use both words to speak of a huge cluster of phenomena that are related but not necessarily the same, and it's kind of arbitrary. So, just try your best.
Be kind. I think that's the takeaway from all of these like vocab questions
Yeah.
is just talk to people like they're people, treat people humanly.
And treat them how they want to be treated and not how you think they should be treated.
Yeah, let
Yeah.
the people be more important than the language you're using.
That's beautiful. All right. I believe that is the end of our question and answer section.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
right.
you.
With that, we've got a wonderful concert coming up.
Do.
But I think you have a closing line for secular sexuality. Do you want to
Do
give
we?
that before we
can
move on to
walk off
Shelley?
stage?
I think it would be terrible of us if we didn't.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Valentine's.
Well, in
Right.
That is
honor
very true.
of our founder and producer emeritus, Dr. Daryl Ray, we just want to remind everybody who's here tonight, everybody who's watching online and listening to the podcast, that I guess whether it's before the date or after,
Whether you're listening to Vitamin C,
or Shelley Segal,
Whether you want chocolates before, after, or both,
whether you're in a national park or at a drive-in,
or drive-through.
drive-through. We just want to encourage everybody out there to give themselves a big ol' orgasm, or better yet, give somebody else
somebody
one.
Orgasm.
All right. Let's hear it for the host of Secular Sexuality. All right, let's keep it going for Shelley Segal. Oh, come on, you can do a little better than that. Come on!
Tell a knock-knock joke. Tell a knock-knock joke anyway. Tell it in sign language. Okay. Tell a knock-knock joke.
Maybe? Hey, all right. So who would have known? Actually, getting ready takes a little bit of setup, so I'm going to keep you company a little bit. What do we all think of the show? All right. So, well, actually, what we normally do when we're at the studio is we find out a little bit about our audience. Has anybody come in from out of state for the show? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where from? The Netherlands. I love you. We're talking. In the back. America's hat. All right. Thank you. Take me with you. We're in Texas. All right. So we are just getting things ready. So it will be just a few more minutes. Thank you for holding in. while we are waiting, I do want to remind you that Shelley Segal is selling merchandise at the back table. If you'd like to purchase something from the concert, please give that a look. Also, there's plenty of wine and beer that is still available for purchase. $5 for beer, $8 for wine. Thank you. Oh, never mind. Get back in your seats. All right, without further ado, Shelley Segal!
Thank you, Eric, for the smoothest walk up on stage of all time. Hi, everyone. Is everyone in a good mood after that awesome podcast? Thank you so much to our host. It's like the best warm-up act ever. Everyone's like already in the mood. All right, here we go. John, just play a song that. Could I get some guitar in the monitor, please? Awesome, thank you. All right, now I can hear myself, and this is a song called Home. Like a fire, a journeyed sailor, catching the first sight of the shore, can already hear the creaking of his boat coming to more. I can almost feel my fingers as they're knocking at your door, my love. I'm coming home to you. Like a pilgrim cherishes the memory of a sacred place till she is old, carries in her heart a peace and happiness that can not be bought or sold. Well, my sacred place is knowing that my hand is yours to hold, my love. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Like an old time troubadour travels across the lands. I am searching for the pictures that I'm painting with my hands. But now I'm no longer searching for someone who understands my love. I'm coming home to you. I'm coming. I'm coming. so much. And please give it up for Rob J. Robertson on the guitar. And we are so happy to be here and so grateful for you coming out. It's a pleasure to get to sing for you tonight. We've been on tour. We kicked off our tour in Los Angeles, and we've been through Arizona. We've been in Amarillo. Last night we were in Arlington. So yeah, we're so happy to be here. I've got a new record that I'm taking all around the country, and it's great to see friends and familiar faces and new faces. There's a pretty cool Bob Marley quote that resonates with me, and he says, "Music is my religion." And I feel that way as well. You know, people say sometimes to me, "Oh, you don't believe in anything." And it's not true. I believe in so much. I believe in myself. I believe in my partner. I believe in the goodness of people, even if maybe that's not a great idea. But I believe in music, and music is my religion. This song is called Sing. You give the gift of song when there's so much in this world that's going wrong. You show us how to feel in the pieces of your soul. They help us heal. You make beauty from your pain. You are the heartbeat of the people who are dancing in the rain. I do believe in the power that you bring every time you sing. Every time that you sing from behind some old guitar, there's a message that reminds us who we are. You make beauty from your pain. You are the heartbeat of the people who are dancing in the rain. I do believe. I do believe in the power that you bring every time you sing. Every time that you sing, a voice behind each wind blows to show us what we have to save. To save. You shine a light into the shadows. You show us what it takes to be brave. Be brave. I do believe. I do believe. I do believe. I do believe in the power that you bring every time you sing. Every time that you sing. Every time that you sing. Thank you. I just realized my first song was like the perfect choice to follow the Secular Sexuality podcast. I was just singing I'm Coming over and over again. I missed that. So, as I was telling you guys earlier in the podcast today, I was brought up in a religious community, in a religious family, and even though it didn't affect, the way that I saw myself and my sexuality, it definitely affected the way that I was able to express that sexuality and in the way that I was able to forge relationships. When I was 18 years old, my father told me I had to break up with my boyfriend because he wasn't Jewish, and it was probably one of the most difficult times in my life. Because we know that you can't help who you love or how you love, and people want to control that for a myriad of reasons. They want to tell you who you can love and how you can love, but they can't. You can't help it. This song is called "Somebody Like You." You say he's not right for me, but you don't know him like I know him. You say there's no warmth to him, but you don't see him. When we are alone, I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to know. No, I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to. You say he only brings me down. You must be up real high to get that view. You say he doesn't love me, but how can you know for sure that you do? I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to know. Yeah, I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to. Ooh, ba-ba-ba-doo. Ooh, ba-ba-ba-doo. I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to know. No, I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to know. Yeah, I can't love somebody like you. Just because you want me to. Thank you. You're standing in a house with no walls. don't wanna leave because it feels like home. You're sitting in a house with no floors. You can feel the mud seeping in, but you just choose to ignore all the evidence that what you think isn't real. You don't look because you don't like the way it makes you feel. You say you need the shelter to get through all your falls. That's why you choose to live in a house with no walls. You're wearing the emperor's new clothes. You think they'll protect you from the world, but how can you be sure you're wearing anything at all? And even when the others tell you that your raincoat is worth more than all the evidence that what you think isn't real, you don't look because you don't like the way it makes you feel. You say you need the shelter to get through all your falls. That's why you choose to live in a house with no walls. Why don't you build your shelter from the things we know? All the outdated dogma, just let it go. Why don't you build your shelter from the things we know? All the outdated dogma, just let it go. Standing in a house with no walls. You don't wanna leave because it feels like home. You're sitting in a house with no floors. No, 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 you can feel the mud seeping in, but you just choose to ignore all the evidence that what you think isn't real. You don't look because you don't like the way it makes you feel. You say you need the shelter to get through all your falls. That's why you choose to live in a house with no walls. Thank you so much. We've got a couple of new tunes for you guys. So my new EP is called Holy. And I chose to do that. I chose to call myself holy and my music holy. I think, we understand what that word means. It means something sacred. It means something elevated. And for me, what's been holy has always been decided by somebody else. It's been dictated by men for centuries. In the community I grew up in, these are the words that are holy. These are the words that are too holy to even say. This is the book that is so holy you can't touch it. This is the book that's so holy you as a woman can't read from it. I am a man and I am holy. And I get to decide, what you should do. And so for me, it's empowering and also challenging to call myself holy, to elevate myself and my stories and my life, and not be put beneath anybody else. I don't think I'm above or below anybody else. This next song is called Holy Man, and it's an indictment of that religious hierarchy. Who is the holy man and what does he believe? That we must cover up our bodies, we must show humility. I believe my body is beautiful and it belongs to me. What makes a holy man? What does he decree? There is an order to this place, and he's atop the hierarchy. I believe there's no one above me and no one underneath. But I'm a sinner, I'm a whore, I'm rotten to the core, and you're the holy man. Well, it's to you that he confides. You have God on your side, and you're the holy man. Yeah, you're the holy man. I hear the holy man, he's calling for our souls, that we must kneel, beg forgiveness like it's something that we owe. I believe our only stipulation is the kindness that we show. But I'm a sinner, I'm a whore, I'm rotten to the core, and you're the holy man. It's to you that he confides. You have God on your side, and you're the holy man. Yeah, you're the holy man. Hey! Well, I'm a sinner, I'm a whore, I'm rotten to the core, and you're the holy man. Well, it's to you that he confides. You have God on your side, and you're the holy man. Yeah, you're the holy man. Yeah, you're the holy man. This next song is about consent. It's called No. I wanted it to be over, but that seemed kinda cruel. So I just held my breath and I waited for you to take what you wanted, to take what you came to. My thoughts, I am walking, I see you on my way. You're watching me, you come over. Does that mean I should stay and give you attention, or at least kiss goodbye? I'm not asking for trouble, I'm not asking for trouble, baby, yeah. I don't know why it feels so hard to say. Bring you your coffee, you hold on to my arm, and you ask for my number, doesn't do any harm, and you want my attention, or maybe a kiss goodbye. I'm not asking for trouble, I'm not asking for trouble, baby, yeah. I don't know why it feels so hard to say. Calculations in my head every day, the other sides of equations, you can't know what they weigh. And I'm not asking for trouble, I'm not asking for trouble, baby, yeah. I don't know why it feels so hard to say. we're gonna play some happy songs. Is anyone familiar with Team Tiny Dancer? Yeah, this song is about them and their spirit.
What we said, I'll say it again and get it through your head. We are going nowhere, no, we're not giving up. We are in this together and enough will never be enough. We are holding hands, we are standing strong. We are gonna sing, we gotta fight in a song. We are gonna smile, wave it all day long. Sing, we gotta fight in song. You can run from dark clouds hanging overhead, or you can put on gumboots and dance instead. Feel the rain falling down on your face. You can deal with anything, you can embrace. We're not gonna listen if they say we're wrong. We are gonna sing, we gotta fight in song. We are gonna make it, we were all alone. We are gonna sing, we gotta fight in song. We are gonna make it, we are gonna have some fun. Nothing's gonna break us. Feet forward from a walk into a run. We are gonna make it, we've got everything we need. Nothing's gonna break us. Feet forward from a run to a stampede. Maybe I'm feeling a little browbeat. Make the most of each moment, life is precious and sweet. You are not alone, so don't ever give up. We are in this together and enough will never be enough. We are holding hands, we are standing strong. We are gonna sing, we gotta fight in the song. We are gonna smile, wear it all day long. We are gonna sing, we gotta fight in the song. We are gonna sing and you can sing along. We are gonna win, we gotta fight in the song. We are gonna sing and you can sing along. We are gonna win, we gotta fight in the song. We are gonna sing and you can sing along. We are gonna win, we gotta fight in song. Thank you. All right, Rob's gonna go get a beer. Yes, yay for beer. And now that he's gone and can't hear me, I'm gonna play a love song for him. Since it's Valentine's Day and all that, otherwise I would not. This one is called My Word. My word, my word, my word. I'll give you my word. On it you can build your dreams. Give you my word. Sewn back together at the seams. Give you my word. ain't never gonna be no diamond ring, but honey, my word, yeah, it's the strongest thing. I wanna tell you in a beautiful, complicated way, to show you how it feels, but the words on their own hit straight to the bone. My word, my word, my word. I'll give you my time on it, you can set the pace. Give you my time, give you my growing old, my changing face. I'll give you my time, which I can never refuse. Give you my time, 'cause you give me the thrill. About dead day, I wanna dress it up nice and pretty fairy lights to show you how it feels, but the words on their own hit straight to the bone. My word, my word, my word. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Sometimes when I tell people about what I do, and specifically the secular part of my music, they say, "Oh, you're an atheist. How do you," always like that, "how do you know how to be a good person without a God? And how do you know the difference between what's right and wrong?" And I noticed that I would try and explain, but people don't always hear you so much when they've already decided that you can't. You know, they don't want to listen to your debate or conversation. And so what's really great about what I do is that it's kind of sneaking in an opinion, like a 4-minute uninterrupted opinion, which you don't, no one usually gives you that long to talk in a conversation, right? Like 20 seconds max, and then they're over. Well, this is my way of my uninterrupted 4-minute opinion of how I know how to be a good person without a God, and how I know the difference between what's right and what's wrong in myself. This song is called My Morality. My morality has nothing to do with the Bible or the verses of the Quran. by the things that you have done. My morality is not set into stone tablets who don't even tell you not to hurt children. My morality is not dictated by a deity. It's developed from empathy, dependence, and love. My morality accepts everybody's sexuality, is more concerned with inequality than validations from above. My morality is not set into stone tablets who don't even tell you that it's worthwhile to be good for being good's own sake, than not to think for yourself can be a deadly mistake. My morality is not recitable from memory. It's something inside of me, how I wanna be. Treat others how I want them to treat me. It's basically not to hurt anybody, abhors any brutality. It stems from our common humanity, and it's what my grandmother taught to me. And it's mine because I am free. Thank you. So as I mentioned to you guys earlier, what it was like for me as a woman growing up in Judaism and not being allowed to sing in the synagogue. We had the gender segregation at school, at primary school. I said every day, we said morning prayers, and there was a call and response prayer between the boys and the girls. And the boys would say in Hebrew, "Dear God, thank you for not making me a woman." And we would answer back, "Dear God, thank you for making me what I am." And, this was explained away to me by women in my community. And they said, it's not that we're less, it's not that we're worse, it's just that we're different. But different is still defined. And I refuse to be defined by my gender. And so what I'm going to do for you now, I'm going to do a song in two parts. I'm going to sing an a cappella piece in Hebrew from the liturgy that my dad sings every week in synagogue. And then I'm going to follow that with my song Eve, which talks about these rules and regulations from the Abrahamic traditions and the way they define women and women's roles. So this first song is called Etz Chaim. Etz Chaim hi umachasikim bo utomatecha ma'usha darechecha Yameinu Kekedem Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem Kadesh Yameinu Kekedem. Bible tells me I was made for and from man, and I must do for him everything that I can. I must surrender to his will. I must submit. I can't make the household decisions, 'cause I am unfit. He tells me my place with everlasting grace. The Bible tells me I must be silent. You can't hear my voice. My role has been divinely defined, and I have no other choice. I may not be a teacher of man. I must cover up my shame. These are the laws of the one who in vain I cannot name. He tells me my place with everlasting grace. And my punishment for wanting to learn is a painful birth from which I may not return. The Bible tells me that I am unclean. I am impure, you cannot touch me. And it has nothing to do with where I've been. It is part of who I am. It is because I corrupt man. I was asking for it just by being a woman. He tells me my place with everlasting grace. And my punishment for wanting to learn is a painful birth from which I may not return. The Bible tells me I was made for and from man, and I must do for him everything that I can. I must surrender to his will. I must submit. I can't make the household decisions, 'cause I am unfit. He tells me my place with everlasting grace. Yeah, he tells me my place with everlasting grace. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, he's not joining us tonight, but I think Matt this Sunday is going to play some ukulele with me, which I'm very excited for. I feel like once you hear this song, you're going to want to watch this episode of the Atheist Experience, but there's just going to be more of me. Anyways, thank you so much for coming out. This song I wrote after I had a fight with a preacher in the street. Not a fight, like an argument. And he told me very nicely that I was going to hell and that I was going to burn forever. And I went home and I wrote this song. And it says, I won't be told how to live my life. And this song is called Saved. Say that I need to be saved. Say with me, the devil's got his way. I want to know how when you are praying, when you are doomsdaying, how you think you know that someone is listening to what you are saying. So you think that you never questioning the source from which your moral core derives. You think that suffering is part of some great plan. It's been devised. I wonder when we'll be rid of your lies. Say I need to hear the truth. A sales pitch of eternal life and eternal youth. All these blessings you are bestowing upon the one you say is all-knowing. Well, are they really deserved if he is sending me where you say I am going? So you think that you never questioning the source from which your moral core derives. You think that suffering is part of some great plan that's been devised. I wonder what will it take for you to start opening your eyes, to start questioning the bullshit you think it's any of your business what goes on between my thighs. I wonder when we'll be rid of your lies. And so you think that you tell us how to live our lives, never questioning the source from which your moral core derives. You think that suffering is part of some great plan that's been devised. I wonder what will it take for you to start opening your eyes, to start questioning the bullshit everyone around you buys. You think it's any of your business what goes on between my thighs. I wonder when we'll be rid Thank you so much. This is going to be my last song. Please give a really big applause to Rob J. Robertson. I just want to say thanks so much to the atheist community of Austin for having me out. I'm really grateful. It's so great to finally get to play here in Austin and to play for you all tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. We love you.
Oh, thanks, guys. And I'd like to say thanks to Vern for doing our sound tonight. And I just want to say a special thanks to Mark, because he's special. Thanks for everything. So, this is a song about the end of the world, and that's my kind of love song. Wish you all a happy love day. Every day's a love day. And thank you again, a massive round of applause to the Secular Sexuality podcast and our hosts and guests. Guys were awesome. Thank you for breaking down taboo and for wonderful dick jokes. Never too many dick jokes. Okay, here we go. This is Apocalyptic Love Song for Hitchens. One day, the sun is going to die. For us it means no more sunsets to the universe, just one less star in the sky. And almost all who ever lived have already died. Countless stories of love and war and hope and pain now silently side by side. Yes, I understand that my whole life is just a blink of an eye, and the history of the earth is with each moment that goes by. But this moment that I'm with you, it feels like time has stood still. It feels somehow like it matters, and that it always will. In 1 billion years, the oceans will dry, while somehow life may continue. It will not be known to you and I. To think we are so important is an obvious crime. We know that we are specks on a tiny dot, hurtling through space and time. And yes, I understand that my whole life is just a blink of an eye, and the history of the earth is with each moment that goes by. But this moment that I'm with you, it feels like time has stood still. It feels somehow like it matters, and that it always will. Yes, I understand that my whole life is just a blink of an eye, and the history of the earth is with each moment that goes by. But this moment that I'm with you, it feels like time has stood still. It feels somehow like it matters, and that it always will. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.